Is the Supreme Court building in Israel built to Masonic guidelines? Let's find out about it. You may have run across this in your own journey, and I certainly have. I always want to know more about what's going on so we can, be on the right side of things as they unfold. So before we get into the article, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Comment on your thoughts. I'd love to hear what you think. Share it with someone who you think might benefit or on social media. And last but not least, I'd love to have you as a subscriber on my YouTube channel or anywhere on social media at gmarkphillips. All right, let's jump in here. Supreme Court built to Masonic guidelines. Article in Mariv points to Eye of Providence, Pyramids, Rothschilds' involvement as telltale signs. And this is on, looks like Real Nation News. Okay, so there's the building right there. Let's take a look here. It's not going to let me zoom in, but you see, you can see there's a pyramid on top. Yeah, I've heard lots of things, different things about it. Was the Supreme Court building in Jerusalem designed in accordance with the ideology of the Secret Order of Freemasons? Gillett Chomsky, a respected writer, has devoted an article to this question in Mariv NRG. Chomsky says that the evidence of Masonic intervention in the building's planning is hard to deny. Right at the entrance of the building, she notes the sign thanking the donors whose funding made its construction possible. Features the Eye of Providence, a well-known Masonic symbol that represents God's all-seeing eye, which also appears on the U.S. dollar bill. Let's talk about that for a moment. The reason that I'm starting to question, maybe the reason that you're starting to question things, is as the lies and deceptions are exposed in the world, like the lie of the U.S. is spreading freedom and democracy all over the world, but because of post 9/11 wars, not even going back prior to that date, we have unalived or hurt really badly, I think it's like 4.5 million people in Iraq, Syria, Yemen, Afghanistan, and Libya with our meddling. And so you got to ask yourself, is our State Department incompetent? Are they stupid? Are they corrupt? Who are they really working for? Because when you are integrally in, what's the word I'm thinking of? I'm talking about Libya. When you are involved with the removal, let's just call it removal, to say it in a nice way, of the leader of Libya, not saying whether he's a good guy or a bad guy, right? That is not the point here. The point is the United States meddled in the affairs of a foreign country. And I believe it was because of monetary reasons. Same with Iraq. I think that's same with Iran. I know the money in this world, the money system wants to control all these countries, and they control it with finances. When you dispose of a leader of another country and you do not give the citizens of that country a say in what happens, and you are meddling like the CIA has meddled in numerous elections, numerous countries, it's bullshit. You can't really say you're a good moral ethical person or a good moral ethical country when you're meddling in the affairs of other people in order to serve the interests of the money system in this world. It's bullshit, complete and total bullshit. And so I don't know why I got off on that tangent there. Oh, I know why I got off on it, is because then you come back and you say, people could say, well, Freemasonry's, look, he says it right here. It represents God, God. Well, does it really? If the fruits of your labor are not good, you don't represent good. If you're unaliving and displacing and maiming and hurting other people in other country, is your mission good? How can it be? The fruits, always look at the fruits. That's why I look at the fruits of what the U.S. has done. And I'm like, no, that's not a good thing for humanity. Okay, so there's my piece on that. So if these symbols are on the dollar bill that are supposed to be where the country stands up for people, bullshit. I call bullshit on it. Chomsky cites evidence that has been put forth by an amateur historian, Elad Pressman, in a website conspill.com, devoted to conspiracy theories. Pressman 27 is a student of philosophy and mathematics. According to Pressman, the building is full of Masonic imagery, and the tours conducted through it are held in accordance with Masonic principles. Wild. I've heard things about that pyramid and like maybe some columns out front, and different things like how you enter from the darkness to the light. If it is built on a Luciferian or satanic principles, you want the Luciferian, the false light that's coming on, that could be a factor. The other things like the pyramid on top, there's a big picture inside of the quote unquote founding fathers of Israel. And a lot of them are, the Rothschilds. I believe Israel is a state founded to, secure business interests in the region, to potentially, if you agree with what Albert Pike's letter to Mazzini says, like foment a war between the Arabs and the Jews. It seems pretty logical, Okay, let's continue. Chomsky, excuse me. Excuse me. Chomsky notes that the Freemasons exist as a recognized organization in Israel, and that people who want to join them can do so. A study by Yuval Kaspi and Lilach Shiragavish has established that large parts of Tel Aviv were built by people who belong to the Freemasons and other secret groups with names like B'nai Marsh, B'nai Brit, no connection to the better known B'nai Brith, and boy, those are hard words, B'nai Zion, which were established by former Freemasons and imitated Masonic ideology with an added Jewish angle. The Supreme Court building in Jerusalem, notes Chomsky, was built in 1992 with funding that had been offered by the Yad Hanadiv Foundation, many members of the Rothschild family, which own Yad Hanadiv, okay, and proud members of the Masonic of the Freemasons, she says. A person taking part in the tour of the Supreme Court ascends inside a pyramid which peaks on the roof of the court building. There is a hole in the tip of the pyramid which represents, according to this explanation, the eye of Providence. The tourist climbs 30 steps to reach the top of the building and ascends from a relatively dark entrance lobby to a well-lit top floor with a beautiful view of Jerusalem. So that's where I was talking about the coming into the light aspect. Chomsky explains that this can be seen as a corresponding to an ascent to enlightenment. In accordance with the Masons' belief, the number 30 represents the first 30 levels of Mason a Mason can achieve in his life out of a total of 33. The last 3 levels might be located in the library. Might be located. That's interesting why they say it that way. Which is divided into 3 floors. The first floor is for lawyers, the second for active judges, and the third floor for retired judges only. Interesting. Chomsky notes, however, that while the Rothschilds donated the money for the building, they did not plan it. The architects who planned the structure, Ada Karmi Melamed and her brother, Ram Karmi, were chosen in a competition that was held in 1986. So it's interesting, held in 1986, but didn't get built until 1992. Okay, so it took a few years. In a book they wrote about the planning of the structure, they make no mention of Masonic ideology. Okay, that's the article. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. I find it interesting. Symbols, numbers, gematria, all these things are very important right now, I think, to educate ourselves. So I appreciate you guys. Before I let you go, don't forget to check out One Life, which is the guide that I created to help you find your purpose, discover your mission in life. It's a system for living in all 8 areas of your life, in being the person God designed you to be, doing the things God designed you to do, making sure that you are, in alignment with His plan and not their plan, so to speak. You can learn more at thisismyonelife.com. Thanks so much. Have an awesome day. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.